the definitive video games tier list. Is over 200 games on here. Maybe I played them all, maybe I haven't. I don't know. I'm a loser. We're gonna start with Far Cry 4. I haven't played that, but if I did play it, I would put that in the trash tier. Right, chat? Am I Drake's? Anyways, shout out to me. I just turned 30 and I have dementia. Final Fantasy 7. Yeah, I ain't even gonna lie, chat. I ain't even gonna lie to you, chat. I ain't even gonna lie to you, chat. That's in the God scene. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and say this too, chat. Are we ready to have a serious discussion about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? Look, the remake trilogy is whatever in its own right. OG still clears. OG still clears. I'm sorry to say it. It is what it is. It's time we grow up. And yeah, it is what it is. Drakes. If I say it is what it is one more time, you guys can take years off my life. W. Is that a hot take? I don't know. Probably depends on who you ask. But I don't know. I was kind of disappointed in Rebirth, man. I was kind of disappointed in Rebirth. I'm going to be honest. I'll save that for another time. Mass Effect Andromeda. Okay, so I've actually never beaten Mass Effect Andromeda. I did play it, and I'm a huge Mass Effect fan. But I don't think this game was nearly as bad as people said it was, in my opinion. I'll put that in like C tier. It's definitely not a great game. It's not like, you know, I think as a game by itself, it might be like whatever. But when you hold it up to Mass Effect standards, it looks like miserable by comparison. And I feel like that might be the same way people feel about Dragon Age games. Because Dragon Age Origins is like the best game ever made. But like the games after that didn't really capture the same essence. Yeah, honestly, if you never played Mass Effect Andromeda, trust me, dude, you're really not fucking missing shit. This is Animal Crossing. I'm not an Animal Crossinger. I'm sorry. I've tried, I think, every single Animal Crossing since the GameCube has come out. I've tried them all. I'm not an Animal Crossinger. I'm not gonna lie. The closest I got was on the Switch, and that was because that was like, you know, the lockdown just happened. COVID was going crazy type shit, and we was all booming out the trap. That was a separate, like, that was a separate 3 to 4 work day experience. A little bit separate. Okay, Biocock Infinite. Now this is interesting because this game, when it came out, was considered a masterpiece. Like, this shit was considered like one of the best games. I can't hear myself think with this music. This shit was considered to be like giga peakest of the gas. And then after time has gone on, people have really changed their opinions on it. And I think I fall under that aspect as well. I really liked BioShock Infinite when I first played it. And then, you know, playing it later or playing it after, I didn't like it nearly as much. I don't think it's a bad game though. I think it was pretty decent. It was pretty fun. But, you know, all the like the twists and all that stuff, I think they kind of lost their luster a little bit. So I'll put that one in B tier. And, you know, BioShock in God tier, because BioShock like has those twists and stuff like that while maintaining a better gameplay flow, in my personal opinion. It just is more fun to play, way more atmospheric. And I think the original BioShock still to this day is one of the best games ever made. Like, that game is giga peak gas. If you guys never played BioShock, like the original BioShock, you guys got to tap in. I'm pretty sure they've like remade, like they've had like definitive editions of the game and shit. So like you can go ahead and tap in and play that game, like on whatever platform you're on right now. But moving on, we have Bloodborne. Okay, Bloodborne is a game I never beat, but Bloodborne was the first FromSoft game that I played that I felt like was actually good. I'm gonna put this one in God tier. And here's the reason why. Okay, atmosphere, amazing. Level design, giga peak gas. Enemy design, giga peak gas. And the combat was way better to me than the Dark Souls series. I know a lot of people really, really love Dark Souls. And look, I've tried, man. Dark Souls is just drab, a little bit boring, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I tried to play Dark Souls 1, and like it's just too boring to me. Like, I'm sorry, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Dark Souls 3 is a little bit better. Like, I can play Dark Souls 3, but like Bloodborne, to me, I really like how it rewards the aggressive combat style and shit like that. I really like the trade-off with the vial system and all that. I don't know. I just really liked how Bloodborne played. And I'm still waiting to this day for this game to get re-released or remade or whatever, so that way we can actually play it again for the one time. Anyways, Cautious, thank you for the Prime for 25 months. And Caped Joker, thank you for the Prime for 2 years. Welcome back, Gangies. I greatly appreciate that. And thank you for the birthday wish. Chrono Cross, I've never played. Cuphead, I'm going to put an S tier. I can't put it in God's tier because I just simply didn't play it, like beat it all the way through or anything like that. I didn't play it enough to really get like a good grasp on it either, but I got to put it in S tier because, as you know, for game design, from what I did play, Giga Peak, Gas, and the art style, art direction, still to this day, one of the most beautiful looking games of all time. This shit is peak. All right, next up, Cyberpunk. Let me take a swig. I got a lot to say about this fucking game, man. Omega, I saw your tweet. The world needs you on YouTube. Maybe I'll throw this shit up on YouTube. Who knows? Okay. I have a lot to say about Cyberpunk. First of all, it really chaffs my ass. Okay. Seeing, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit of salt for me because one of the most ridiculed games in the past 5 years is Starfield. Okay. Now, do I think Starfield is an amazing game? No. Do I think it's great? No. Was I a tad bit disappointed in it in some aspects? Yes. But did I enjoy my time with Starfield? Yes, I did. I'm tired of playing like I didn't.
Look, listen.
Is that Nova?
Can't do it. I can't take this shit no
with
more,
the
man.
20 beans?
Happy birthday, Omega. I am so lucky to have come across you in this space. You are great in so many ways, and I hope you know that.
Wait, that was actually
W
wholesome.
streamer, W person. Sending hugs.
Wait, that was actually wholesome as fuck. Aww. Yo, shout out to Novi Pop. Thank you for the 20 beans. Hey, look, I was actually just, I don't know if I was talking about this with Lena. I think I was, but I was like, yo, like, shout out to Nova, like, cause there's a lot of weird ass people on Twitch, and we found one of the good ones. Am I right, chat? W. That's the homie. If y'all don't know Nova, go check out Nova. W streams, one of the only streams I actually be talking in. Y'all know me, I'm a little ooh shy type shit, but I be talking in there sometimes. Anyways, back to Cyberpunk. Listen, man, this game gets way too much of a pass for being a scam. And I think people really fucking forget. And honestly, I think Cyberpunk Edge Runners saved this game's fucking legacy. I'm gonna be honest with you. Lamo, thank you for the raid. What's up? We doing a tier list. If y'all just tapping in, we got these incentives right here, exclamation incentives if you guys want to see the image for yourself. But these are the incentives right now for the donation goal we got going on for Anime NYC is right over there type shit. At 500 beans, I'm ordering an entire Burger King meal and drinking Dr. Pepper with it. Can't wait to kill myself. At $600, I'm reading 100 chapters of One Piece. 750 sub interview. You guys can fucking read it. All right, anyways, back to Cyberpunk. I think Cyberpunk Edge Runners saved this game's legacy because before that anime came out, it was widely considered that this game was complete fucking dog shit and a scam because most of the features they advertised before the game came out weren't even in the game. You know what I'm saying? The game itself barely fucking worked. But then like Edge Runners came out and then you got the people coming out of the woodwork. Actually, Cyberpunk was always good, actually. I've always really liked the game. You guys should really go back to it. It actually works now. You can actually play the game and it won't crash or some shit. It's like, fam, why are we giving this game a pass for scamming niggas and literally not working? This is the only game in modern times that was so dog shit. PlayStation removed it from the store. Like you literally could not buy it anymore. Like that's how bad this shit was. And you can say, oh, the game works now, whatever. Okay, congratulations, the game fucking works. That should be the bare minimum. And I'm gonna be honest, man. I gotta be honest. Even with the game in its functional state, and I played it after it got like its big update to make the game like Giga Peak Gas, I don't see it. I don't see it, man. Maybe once you get deep into the game, the stories are good, the characters are good, the side, whatever. Me personally, don't get it. I also think it was a huge missed opportunity making this game first person only. I've been saying that since we saw the game originally. I've been saying that. I feel like I also hate Johnny Silverhand. That character to me, maybe he gets better. I don't remember how much hours I have in this. I think I have my hours split between Steam and Xbox or whatever the fuck. But I'm just gonna be honest. Johnny Silverhand, annoying as fuck. Don't like the nigga. I think he was a celebrity cameo because everybody was dick riding Keanu Reeves at the time. So they wanted to throw bro in and just dick ride or whatever. I don't know what it is. Don't like him. Period. Regardless of that though, I just simply feel very like meh about this game. And that's just the truth of the matter. Again, I heard the DLC was very peak gas. I heard the DLC was amazing. I didn't play the DLC. I'm talking about base game here. I don't think the combat is all that fun or interesting. I don't think the builds are all that fun or interesting. And I don't think I really liked any of the characters or where the story was going or anything. I just wasn't really jacking with it. I'm gonna be honest. I just really wasn't. It is what it is. Dark Souls 2, I've never played. Dark Souls 1. Man, this might be a hot take ass tier list. I'm not gonna lie. This might be a hot take ass tier list, dude. I don't, it's something about like Dark Souls being on the same tier as BioShock Infinite that like gives me the heebie-jeebies. So I'm gonna add a D tier. Like that should do kind of like low-key give me the heebie-jeebies a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and add a D tier just to separate it a little bit, because that shit is giving me the heeb-jeebs, bro. That shit is giving me the heeb-jeebs. All right, anyways. Yeah, like I just talked about Dark Souls 1. I think it's boring. I don't think the game is very fun, and it's also like fucking dreadful to look at. It was that era of games where everything was like gray and brown and just fucking hideous. I'm not a big Dark Souls 1 fan. It is what it is. I think that game is boring as hell. But you know what game is not boring as hell? Devil May Cry 1. But it has aged a bit. I will say Devil May Cry 1 might be a little bit hard for some people to go back to. I think the game is still perfectly playable. I think the game is still perfectly fun. But I'm also talking as somebody who has played the game as a kid and shit like that. But the game has aged. It just has. There's no other way to put it. But yeah, I still think the game is fun. I think it's solid. We have Diablo 3. Diablo 3, I played a lot of Diablo 3 actually on my PS4 when it came out. Funnily fucking enough. I really don't remember how I felt about this. Like, I liked it for like a cool little joint. I think I put like 60 hours in this bitch in like 1 week and then never played it again. Yeah, I'm just gonna, I really don't know where to put that. Final Fantasy X. Let's talk. Final Fantasy X. Okay, I think I joke around about this game a lot, but in all honesty, it is probably an A tier game. I'm gonna be real. It is. Do I want? No, it's probably S. Okay, because it's either S or A. Let me talk about it a little bit, and then I'll think about where I want to put this. So, Final Fantasy X is honestly. Wait, Lulu's a bad bitch. All right, it's S tier. Okay, so Final Fantasy X is a game that I played and beat when I was like a lil wee jit. And I'm not gonna lie, like as a lil wee jit, I for some reason this fear grid like really confused me and gave me PTSD. And I thought for some reason that the sphere grid was like so fucking like intimidating or some shit. But then like, you know, when I went back to play it in like as an adult, I'm like, okay, this shit's actually really simple. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. But I really like Final Fantasy X for like how different each character feels to play. They all have their strengths and weaknesses. And I think that game handles it really well. I'm a big fan of turn-based RPGs. And I think Final Fantasy X is like one of the better ones for that combat style, where you might get some people feeling a different way about it. Because I feel like if you like turn-based games, I feel like there's no way that you wouldn't like FF10. The only thing you wouldn't like about it is maybe story or characters, but I feel like the characters are overall pretty strong, and I think the story is actually really fucking interesting. I won't get into it here just in case you haven't played it, but yeah, the story is honestly like usually the overall plot in a RPG is like, oh, the world's ending, gotta save the world or whatever. And like this game has that, but it's like very different to that same token. Like, you know what I mean? Like it has the end of the world type beat going on, but I feel like the way that it's handled in FF10 is actually an interesting twist on that whole save the world thing. And I think that it actually works pretty well. I think that there's some aspects of it like that maybe haven't aged the best, like certain boss mechanics that are like a little archaic, a little annoying, but you know, if you appreciate it for like a product of its time, I think it's a very well-made game. And I should talk it, you know, I make fun of it sometimes here and there, but I think overall it's a really good game. I never played FF10 too. Dragon Age, first of all, Asia Act Casual, thank you for the 26 months. I greatly appreciate that. Welcome back to the Gango Squad. Okay, Dragon Age Origins. You guys already know how I feel about this game. And my personal opinion fact, we are looking at the greatest Western RPG ever made to this day. I know a lot of people are going to say The Witcher 3. Well, yeah, a lot of people are going to say The Witcher 3. A lot of people are going to say The Witcher 3. And The Witcher 3 is definitely way more modern and way easier to go back to, like if you're newer to the genre or just newer to video games or just you like new games or whatever. The Witcher 3 is definitely still, you know, it's got that. I have my reservations about The Witcher 3. I'm sure we'll talk about it later. I'm sure it's on this list. But regardless, I think Dragon Age Origins for me overall wins because I love the world, I love the lore, and I love the characters. The cast is like giga peak gas, bro. Like I feel like there's usually the trope of, you know, like the side nigga character or whatever. Like his name is Alistair or Alistar, whatever the fuck, however you say it in this game. And I feel like usually that character is like a little annoying and like a little like you don't really like him that much. But in Dragon Age Origins, like he's actually a fucking great character. Like I don't think there's a single character in this game that I think is a bad character. Again, the story is also fire, and then the combat as well. If you're an RPG head, like a Western RPG head, there's a lot to like here about the combat. Like if you like stuff like Dungeons and Dragons, honestly, I think if you like Baldur's Gate, I think you should go back and play Dragon Age Origins. I think you'd really like it. But yeah, Dragon Age Origins, anyways, very fire game. Highly recommend it. I think everybody would like it. If you're an RPG fan, that is. Red Dead 2. Let's talk. Because y'all know me. Y'all know me. I am on record. I am on record as being a Red Dead Redemption 2 hater. So I have hated this game ever since it came out. And then a few months ago, I went back and played it again. Okay. Bro hates video games. I actually feel the opposite. I think if you don't really like many video games, you probably love Red Dead 2. And that's why I think it's like so successful and big in the normie world, because they don't really play a lot of video games. But anyways, whatever. Red Dead 2, I did find a new appreciation for this game that I did not have before. I got a lot further in it than I ever had before. And a lot of my gripes with the game still exist. I think the game is entirely too slow. It is entirely too boring in instances. And I think the game, like in an effort to be realistic, it gets in the way of fun, in my personal opinion. But to this day, it's one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. Especially playing it on an OLED display, it looks amazing. The HDR looks great. And honestly, when you finally get into the combat, Like the gunplay and stuff like that is also very good. But the biggest positive to Red Dead 2 is easily the story and characters. Like when you play Red Dead 2, you're definitely getting absorbed into that world, and they make that world feel very alive, and it is pretty impressive. But I do think, and I've been saying this for years, I said this shit before Nakey Jakey said it. Nakey Jakey robbed my opinion, but it is what it is. Rockstar has been making the same game since GTA 3, and I think it's finally time for a change. I don't know if that's going to necessarily change with GTA 6 because everybody loves their games regardless. So I really doubt they're going to change it at all. But like, I find it really interesting how people shit on Starfield because Bethesda's making the same game since like Morrowind, where everybody dick rides rocks. But you know, whatever, it is what it is. Red Dead 2 is a better game than Starfield. I'm not delusional, but you know, I still think there's parts about it that really keep me from playing it as a video game. And I think that, like, for me, I need a little bit more agency. I need a little bit more of that gameplay meat. Pause. So for me, this is just going to be an A tier. But this is still a very, very fine video game. And I think a lot of people are going to like it. And I think that if you don't play a lot of video games and you play this game, this is probably be like, wow, this is a game's like super generational. Like this game is like Giga Peak Gas type shit. But as a gamer's gamer type beat, it leaves a little bit to be desired. Okay, next up we have ET, and I know I just turned 30, but I've never played this shit. Fallout 3. Fallout 3. That seems very generous. Okay, so going back to Red Dead, I do think the story and characters are honestly maybe top 5 in gaming, period. That really carries it a lot, to be honest. And I don't think it's, I've changed my mind on how slow it is. Like, I don't think it's so slow that it makes the game unplayable, but it does detract from it a bit, which is why it isn't an S or God tier, which is probably where a lot of other people would have it. Anyways, back to Fallout 3. Okay. So, chat, like I said, I turned 30 this year. Drake's old man champ. And there used to be we used to be a civil country. We used to have W opinions, and we used to debate. That's like men. Bestie. Like
50 months
men.
For 50 years of your life.
Yo, Vagey Wagey. Thank you for the 50
birthday.
months. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you for the 50 months. Welcome back, Vega. Also, I'm not 50. Yeah, you have the mouth breathers like Scoobs that think this game is dog shit. You have the dumbasses like Rise that think this game is dog shit. I'm sorry, man. It's just not, okay? You're gonna have to get over it. Everybody be like dick riding New Vegas this, New Vegas that, New Vegas this, New Vegas that. Have we ever considered that Fallout 3 literally paved the way for that dog shit ass game? And I'm gonna say this, one of the things that I really like about Fallout 3, going back to Fallout 3, I think I love the atmosphere of Fallout 3 a lot, and I like it more than New Vegas. I'm gonna be honest. It really does feel like a wasteland. It almost gives you like almost like some horror-esque like vibes to it type shit. It just feels like more scary, and it really fits the Fallout motif better to me than New Vegas. Now, New Vegas might have like a better story, and it definitely does. It has a better story, and it has better characters as well. But in terms of like the overall like gameplay loop, and again, like exploring that world, I liked Fallout 3. I'm going to be honest. And I'm going to put Fallout 3 in A tier. And I don't care what you say. And is New Vegas on here? We can do New Vegas right now. Yeah, New Vegas is on here. Okay. And now I'm going to put Fallout New Vegas in the same tier. I think they're both on the same tier. I do think New Vegas is better than Fallout 3. But that's because it gets to build on Fallout 3. Like without Fallout 3, there is no New Vegas. It is what it is. Below Cuphead, Deal with it. You can make your own list. Deal with it, bitch. Scoops is losing his mind. Hey, he can lose his damn mind. Wait, do I want to put the Fallout games in S? Fuck it. I'm going to, bro. I think the Fallout games are like some of the like I love the Fallout games. I'm sorry, it is what it is. And the VAT system is like the best invention ever because the gunplay in those games are fucking dog shit. You know, but the VAT system saves legacies. So we up there. I think 3 is an A. Okay. Full disclosure alert. I haven't played Fallout 3 in a few years. So my opinion might change if I played it again, but I'm going to protect my mental health. I'm going to protect my childhood and say Fallout 3 is S tier. All right, drinks. All right, Far Cry 3. Ooh, this is a good one because Far Cry 3 was one of those games that came out in that era, and this game got its dick ridden. And everybody, it's so funny how like the whole game's marketing is around Vaz, the character that you see right here on the picture. Everything you know about this game is about this guy. And like he dies midway through. This nigga ain't even the main villain, bro. Like this, he's not even the main villain. I definitely hate this game for the simple reason that it's kind of like what you hate Stephen Curry for, right? It's kind of what you hate Stephen Curry for, right? Like low key ruined the game of basketball, but can you really hate him for being that guy? You feel me? Like you're like, man, everybody just chucking threes now. Like nobody cares about nobody cares about the love of the sport. It's like that for Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 like low key ruined open world games for like the rest of time. But is it really its fault? Not really. Also, it has a generational DLC that I don't know if it's in here. But what the fuck was the DLC called? Blood Edge, fucking Infinity Edge, fucking Cyberpunk, fucking Blade Runner 43, Blood Dragon. Like, what a cool fucking DLC. Like, I really miss when like DLCs got fucking weird. Like, y'all remember when they had the Red Dead DLC and there was fucking zombies in there for no fucking reason? Like, that's just kind of gas. Like, I really like that shit. Like, I don't know why we don't do more of that. So for that, honestly, and for how influential it was, I think Far Cry does deserve to be an S tier. I haven't gone back and played it in a while, but like low key, like this game did ruin video games for a bit. I'm just to this day, actually, you know, maybe the Spider-Man games from Insomniac would actually be good if it wasn't for this game existing, but you know, that's neither here nor there. It is what it is. Far Cry 3, Gigapeak, guys. Final Fantasy 6. Okay, so this one I'm gonna put in the haven't played tier because I haven't beat this game yet. I've gotten like quite deep into it and I fucking love this game, but I feel like I cannot accurately assess it until I beat it. So this is one of those games that I will put here just because of that reason. Mafia 2, I also have not played. Super Mario Galaxy. It's time to make the young whippersnappers a little bit mad. It's time to make the young whippersnappers a little bit mad. Super Mario Galaxy is a great game. It is. Like, what you guys think I was gonna do? I was gonna lie? No, Super Mario Galaxy is a great game, but I think I have a few reservations with the original Super Mario Galaxy. So my first time playing this was on the Switch Super Mario All-Stars Collection thing. That was my first time ever playing Super Mario Galaxy. And it's just missing something for me. Like, I don't know, like when I compare it to Super Mario 64, or some niggas are gonna get real mad at this because a lot of people hate this game, Super Mario Odyssey even, it just doesn't feel the same. Like, I don't know, like like, I get it's very different, and I appreciate that about Mario games, how each one tries to be very different. It was better on the Wii. Unfortunately, that's not the one I played. And people hate, people fucking hate Odyssey. Yes. People hate, I think Odyssey is the second best 3D Mario game personally, but I would even say I would rather play 3D Land over Galaxy. I don't know if niggas are gonna call me crazy for that, but it is what it is. But Galaxy to me ends up feeling very like samey, and it's because you're in the outer space, so the backdrop is the outer space bullshit or whatever. And I really, really love Mario when it's like super unique all the time. That's why Super Mario 64 is my favorite Mario game, because each and every single like world you go into is so different from the last, and it really just, it feels so like unique every time. Whereas I feel like in Galaxy, I was kind of doing the same shit in every level. You know what I mean? I still think it's a great game. Don't get me wrong. It's still a very fun platforming game. But when I compare it to 64 or Odyssey, I prefer those games much more. Okay, Gears of War, have not played. This is the original God of War. All right, chat. Sit down on Papa Omega's lap, all right? We gotta have a talk. I love the God of War franchise so much. God of War 1 has aged kinda bad. Honestly, I might put that shit in C tier. Like, I think Devil May Cry 1 has aged much more gracefully than God of War 1 has. And as great of a franchise as the God of War series is, God of War 1 is tough. Is tough to go back and play. If you have not played God of War 1 in quite some time, honestly, don't. Because keep your childhood intact, bro. Don't go back to it. Just don't do it. You cop the Gears 1 remaster, hey, enjoy. I hear that Gears is fucking fire. Like, as a story. Okay, how much? Okay, we gotta, okay, chat, we gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. A Grim Fandango, never played. San Andreas 4 and 5. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting. Okay, I'm gonna rank all three and then tell you why I ranked them where I ranked them. All right, San Andreas Gods, 5, S, and 4. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm going for my own personal opinion, A. Okay, so let me go ahead and explain why I put them where I put them. I'm gonna burp. Excuse me. Okay, listen. I know GTA 4 is a game that a lot of people really, really love. And I think GTA 4 probably has the best story out of all the GTAs. I think a lot of people would probably agree to that. But I think GTA 4, they changed up like the gameplay formulae a bit from like classic GTA games. And I personally didn't love it. And I also, to this day, the driving drives me fucking insane. Like, to this day, I have nightmares. Sometimes I wake up in a cold sweat because I think about how I was driving in GTA 4. Did not like that shit. The reason why I put GTA 5 in S is because I don't think GTA 5 has like a gigapeak gas story or anything like that, but the switching between three perspectives and how like grandiose GTA 5 feels, like it feels like so like larger than life. And then also GTA Online is, I mean, I don't know how you don't put it up here. Like GTA Online like is crazy. To this day, raking in millions, billions of dollars, whatever the fuck. And then San Andreas goes without saying. The thing I love about San Andreas the most is how you got to like customize CJ. Like if you wanted to be a fat fuck, you got to be a fat fuck. If you wanted to have like ill OD stamina, you could have ill OD stamina. You could be buff. You could, like, I don't know. That's my favorite part about San Andreas. Is like it really felt like you got to like, you know, it really made you feel like CJ type shit. I felt like a gangbanger type shit. And then also, I think that like I can not necessarily relate, I'm a civilian, but I grew up around stuff more similar to San Andreas than I did like GTA 4 or 5 or something. So it feels like a lot more familiar to me when I play San Andreas. And I love all the characters in San Andreas. You know, finding out that niggas is snakes in San Andreas. Like, bro, San Andreas is like, is gas. To this day, my favorite GTA game. But I think the GTA franchise in general is just very, very good. Okay, Half-Life. I'm gonna be real, ain't played this dog shit. I'm gonna be honest, ain't played that dog shit. Okay, so truthfully speaking, both of these games belong in God's tier, but I do need it to be known that Halo 3 is better than Halo 2, and I don't really care what you say. I know there's a lot of Halo 2ers out there. And to you, I just have to say, grow up. Because Halo 3 is better. First of all, the campaign for Halo 3, can we just say the Warthog run, maybe the best mission of all time to play with the homies? Like the co-op Halo 3 on Legendary will be undefeated throughout the rest of the time. Like Halo 3 co-op Legendary, getting all the skulls and shit like that. It just is what it is. Telling the people that like the older game to grow up is hilarious. Then grow down, motherfucker. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Find the Lazarus pit or some shit. We got to get you out of there. But yeah, both those games are in God's tier. Horizon. Cut the fucking music. Horizon. The most overrated game of all fucking time. I don't really like calling shit overrated, but this game franchise is easily superfied overrated. I don't think Horizon is bad. I'm not going to go that crazy. I think, to me, the reason why I get mad at Horizon is because the concept, the world, and the lore is so interesting, and I feel like they do a disservice by not capitalizing on that. Also, I don't know how it's possible to make one of the least likable video game characters of all time. Like, it's not that they're not likable in the sense that I hate them. It's that they're not likable in the sense that I really don't care about them. And that to me is ass. I'll never forget when I saw the Horizon Forbidden West trailer and you see like the Mustache Man or whatever the fuck. This was before I had beaten Zero Dawn. You see like Mustache Man in the trailer. I'm like, wait, this guy's alive? And not only is this guy alive, but he's like a main character. Because I only played Horizon Zero Dawn for like a few hours at that time. I thought he would be like a character that's like introduced in the beginning of the game and then dies off, you know, whatever the fuck. And it's like, no, like that is like an actual character, like an important character at that. So I finally played Horizon Zero Dawn for the first time like a couple years ago. And I will say this, again, the world and the lore is really interesting. Aloy's mom is the GOAT. And the ending of Zero Dawn, nobody cares if I fucking spoil this. When Aloy finds like her mom's remains or whatever the fuck, that shit was touching. That shit was honestly a very good scene. But I wish there were scenes like that sprinkled throughout the entire game because it felt like everything led up to that moment. And that moment was a really good payoff, but everything leading up to it was just not that great. And when I think about it too, like, I think that the gameplay is actually really interesting, right?
You won.
Like,
happy birthday, OmegaPro love.
Yo, Cosmo. Wait, hold on. What was that? You just distracted the shit out of me. Yo, Cosmo, thank you so much for the 75 bean donation. Sheesh. Thank you for that. I greatly appreciate that, Cosmo. Thank you for the 75 beans. $25 more and I have to order Burger King. I'm not excited for that. But regardless, and the gameplay for Horizon is actually really interesting, right? Because it's like this open world stealth game mixed with like also like action combat as well. It's actually a very interesting like combat mechanic. But when I play it, I'm not having fun for some reason. I don't know what it is. Like, I can see why people would have fun with the combat, but it just never tickled my cock. I'm going to be honest. I think Horizon is the definition of a mid game. That doesn't mean that it's bad. It doesn't mean that it's dog shit. This is the absolute definition of like it's like perfectly mid. Like perfectly mid. Like any worse and it would be ass. Any better and it would be Giga Peak gas. But it's not, it's just literally mid. And I think I get upset when I talk about Horizon because I agree with Actual. I think it could have been great. I do genuinely think it could have been great, but it just wasn't. And that's sad. Okay. Moving on. Dragon Age Inquisition. So I restarted Dragon Age Inquisition a while ago, and I actually really liked it a lot more than my first playthrough, but I don't think I played enough to be able to give it an accurate assessment, so I will just skip that. I've never played Inside. Okay, Yakuza Kiwami. If I end up uploading this on YouTube, you guys will have probably seen me play Yakuza 0 and then wonder why I never played it again. We actually ended up catching up and watching a lot of the Yakuza games on my stream and watching like all the cutscenes and stuff like that. And I gotta say, Yakuza, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. Now, Yakuza Kiwami 1, I don't think is as, I think, so we've watched Yakuza 0, Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2, and 3, okay? Now, I know a lot of people hate Yakuza 3, but from watching it, Yakuza 3, low-key one of my faves, I'm gonna be honest. I think Yakuza Kiwami is the worst story-wise out of all the Yakuza games that I watched. So I would put Yakuza Kiwami, but I still really enjoyed Yakuza Kiwami 1 though. Like that's the thing. Hold on, wait, what happened in Yakuza Kiwami 1 again? Somebody refresh my memory. Oh wait, no, this is the one where, no wait, I actually really did like this. I'm gonna put this in A tier, man. I just looked it up on Google. Like I don't like it as much as 0, Kiwami 2, or 3, but I really love the shit that happened with Nishiki, bro. Like that shit was gas. Nah, like that shit was kind of gas. I kind of like Yakuza Kiwami 1. Okay, anyways, moving on. LA Noire. I've never beaten this game actually. If I were to rate it, I'd probably put it in like B tier or something like that, but it's not fresh enough in my memory to be able to say that. We got another, oh, was this Mafia 3? Well, I haven't played Mafia 3 or 2, so I can just go ahead and skip that. God of War 2018. Hey, this is another game that I have to talk about because, oh, niggas not gonna like me. Niggas not gonna like me. As I said before, I am a big God of War fan. God of War 2018 did a lot of things right, and in my opinion, did a lot of things wrong as well. I think God of War 2018 had like an interesting story, but it wasn't like deep enough to really satisfy me personally. And also the fact that so many of the bosses repeated, there wasn't very creative or very good boss fights throughout the entire game. And the fact that the game peaked in like the first like 2 hours and then never hit that high again, I do think really detracts from it. Like when you have the Baldur versus Kratos boss fight, that is, I genuinely don't think the game gets better from there. Like I think that is the best moment in the entire game. The fact that like you go down into fucking hell, right? You see this big large ass enemy in the background all throughout your traversal of hell, and you're like, oh my god, like I can't wait to fucking fight that thing. But instead of fighting the big cool looking monster flying around in the background, you fight yet another boring troll. Like it fucking sucks. Like it just does. And I think that Ragnarok came out and was much better. I think before Ragnarok, I might have put this in A tier, but because Ragnarok exists, I have to put this in B tier. I don't think this game is that good. I think Ragnarok like is this game, but I think the dick riding that God of War 2018 got is what God of War Ragnarok is. You know what I mean? Like Ragnarok is what is Ragnarok's got to be on here, right? I'm scanning for it. I don't want to waste too much time on it. Chat, you know I'm old. I probably missed it. But anyways, yeah, that's tough because it's definitely better than Horizon. It is definitely better than Horizon Zero Dawn. But do I put it in A tier? Honestly, it being on the same tier as Horizon Zero Dawn makes me want to kill myself. I'm just going to be honest. But I don't know, bruh. What up, JDars? How you doing, gang? A, yes. All right. Maybe I'll put it in A tier. It's also worse than Dark Souls. Wrong, boy. Wrong, boy. Below Red Dead 2 is also kind of crazy. So the way that I see it is, I think I would rather play God of War 2018 over Red Dead 2, but I think Red Dead 2 is a better game than God of War 2018. If that makes sense. Okay. Oh yeah. It's time. Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. I don't even care what anybody has to say about what I'm about to do. I think they're all three God tier. Now, let me explain. Because I think a lot of people are going to be very confused about why I put them up here. So let's talk about Mass Effect 1 first. Mass Effect 1 is a game that a lot of people will criticize and say has aged very poorly. And I simply just could not disagree more. I do think that it has shown its age a bit more than Mass Effect 2 and 3, but there are things in the original Mass Effect that I think are way better than Mass Effect 2 and 3. For example, I kind of like hate that they switched to using the thermal clips and having like regular style ammo in 2 and 3. I thought it was actually way more interesting to have like the energy weapons and the overheating system in the original Mass Effect. I thought it helped it feel more futuristic. I also think that Mass Effect 1 was way more of an actual like RPG. Like in each subsequent game after Mass Effect 1, the RPG elements got stripped away more and more. And I kind of like hate that, because Mass Effect 1 like had a vast like character builder. Like you could really change a lot about your character. And I really appreciate that about Mass Effect 1. I also think that as a contained story in Mass Effect 1, it's honestly one of my favorite sci-fi stories ever. Like, you know, it starts off with the betrayal of Saren, and then like the council like hating on the humans, and then like not believing that Saren is a traitor and all that shit. And then you have this impending doom of the Reapers in the background throughout the whole fucking game. And then at the end of the game, when you finally do the final boss fight, and then you can choose to save the Citadel, or not the Citadel, the council, or sacrifice them or whatever. Like all that shit is like really dope. And I think like as a story, Mass Effect 1 is just gas. Okay, and then we go to Mass Effect 2, which has like some of the best character moments and some of the best story moments in the entire franchise. I think a lot of people would agree with that. It also has probably some of the best gameplay as well, to a lot of people's estimations, and I would agree with that as well. I think the thing that I love about the Mass Effect series so much is it's one of the only games, I think actually might be the only game I can think of right now, where like your choices like directly impact each game going forward. Like the game can be so different depending on what you do in the previous game. Like I think it's in Mass Effect 1, you can choose to like, so like there's like this cockroach, right? And you can choose to either kill that cockroach, which is like the queen cockroach, and then it like wipes out their entire species or whatever the fuck if you kill that queen cockroach. Or you let the queen cockroach live, and you know, she goes and fucks off or whatever the fuck. And then what ends up happening in Mass Effect 3, if you saved the queen cockroach, like she'll join you in this big ass war or whatever the fuck. Or obviously if you didn't, then you're fucked. And then also like depending on how you side, yeah, I'm talking about the Rachni. And then depending on how you side with like the Quarians and the Geth whole beef, that changes Mass Effect 3 a lot as well. And a lot of people really hate on Mass Effect 3. And I think Mass Effect 3 is legitimately a 15 out of 10 game until you get to like literally the last cutscene. Like, do I think the ending of Mass Effect 3 is my preferred ending? Do I love the way that shit ended? No, but I don't necessarily hate it either. And I think that the whole journey to the end of Mass Effect 3 is some of the most touching shit ever. If you do some shit wrong, you could end up losing some characters that you really love throughout the entire game. I love how the Quarian and Geth feud ends up culminating towards the end of Mass Effect 3. It really feels like you live throughout a whole entire tale, and I fucking love Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. I think this is easily the best trilogy in video games, period. I was gonna say that, but it ended up slipping my mind. I agree a lot with Rise. So in Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, there is the morality system called Paragon or Renegade. And pretty much it means you're either like a goody two-shoes or like kind of like an anti-hero, like kind of asshole type shit. And the only bad thing about this game is that it punishes you for being like morally gray. Like you have to either be goody two-shoes or like kind of an asshole, and there's no in between, because there's certain things you will not be able to do in the game unless you are fully one way or the other. So there's a big fan favorite character in Mass Effect 1, and if you aren't fully Paragon or fully Renegade by the end of that game, he will just die. And then he gets replaced in Mass Effect 2 by another one of his like species or whatever. And that really fucking sucks. Like, cause there's some times where like you have to choose the good guy option so that way you get more good guy points or whatever. But like, it's not something you would really agree with, right? And I think that holds back Mass Effect immensely. I hope that in Mass Effect 1 or in the Mass Effect remake or whatever the fuck that they're doing, I really hope that they do away with the morality system, or at least make the morality system not so punishing to where if you are morally gray, you don't pretty much get fucked for it. Yeah. The thing is, I do feel like there are like a handful of situations where I feel like being Renegade is actually like the right thing to do. It kind of reminds me of Persona in a sense. Like, because in Persona, you have to like say what the characters want to hear rather than what you should actually do, right? So for example, in Persona 3 Reload, when you have the little girl or whatever, it's like, you know what, I think I'm about to run away from my parents' house, like fuck them niggas. Instead of being like, hey, like don't do that, you have to like encourage her to run away pretty much, so that way you can get her social link points. It's fucking stupid. It really removes a lot from the game. And yeah, I just really hope they don't do that in the future. Max Payne, I played this game when I was a jit. I really don't remember that much of it. Metal Slug, yes, sort of the same thing. Metroid Prime. Okay, I've actually never played Prime 2 or 3. I have played Prime 1.
Congratulations!
Oh shit, excuse me, I just burped. Yo, Immortal Robbie, thank you for the Prime for 35 months. Metroid Prime 1. First of all, the player's choice cover is disgusting. This shit looks ass. Metroid Prime 1 is Giga Peak gas. I gotta do another Metroid Prime playthrough soon. You guys know me, bro. I have been waiting for the Metroid Prime trilogy to get released on the Switch so that way I can play 2 and 3 for like the first time and actually like play them. But Metroid Prime 1, I feel like it was very hard to turn a 2D style game like the Metroid series and implement it into a 3D space and have it work as well as it did, right? The backtracking, you can say, is OD. I get lost every time I play Metroid Prime, I'm just not gonna lie. But I feel like that's kind of like Metroidvanias though. Like that just kind of happens when you play those games. I think it feels a little different when you're in a first person shooter though. And it's not as like natural as like, you know, it's the 2D side scrolling thing. But I still think Metroid Prime is like really fucking good. I don't know if I could put it up there with like the gods or whatever, but I really love Metroid Prime. I have to really make a move on this list because there's still a lot more games to talk about. Okay, Metal Gear Solid 1. I'm assuming this is Metal Gear Solid 1. Yeah, this one is in the gods tier. Story is great. This game is one of the most forward-thinking games I've ever played, and even playing it for the very first time a few years ago, I played MGS1 for the first time. Like, y'all were here for those streams. I have them documented on this YouTube channel if this ends up getting uploaded. I was amazed. Like, the AI in this game is so far ahead of like the stealth AI in games today. Like, it's fucking asinine how good Metal Gear Solid is. There's a few things that I don't really love. Like, there's something, and I think this is just, you know, what happened in games during that time. But there's some like really obscure shit you have to do to progress that I feel like if I didn't know or I didn't have a guide or some shit, I would have never fucking figured out. But I also feel that way about FF7 as well. I think that's just kind of like, you know, par for the course when you have a game during that time. But MGS1, easily one of the most forward-thinking games I've ever played. I love that game. Modern Warfare 2, Giga Peak Gas. Not only in terms of the campaign, which is fire, I still have dreams about the snow mission on MW2. Very fire. And then moving on from that, you know, multiplayer's gas. Oblivion. I'm gonna put Oblivion in S. I'm gonna be honest. I love Oblivion. I love it. I think I have things to say about this game. Go ahead, Scoops. What you got to say, bro? All right, chat. Do we think Oblivion is better than Skyrim, though? If we're talking no mods. We're talking no mods. Vanilla. How are we feeling? Because I kind of feel like I like Oblivion. Okay, I've played Skyrim way more than Oblivion, but I think Oblivion is like kind of better. As a result, it's awful to play in 2004. Really? You think so? I haven't played Oblivion in a minute. I haven't played Oblivion in a minute. I'm gonna keep the two bad bitches side by side. So you might be right about that shit. I really don't know. Oblivion has some janky gameplay. One thing, really? Damn. I'm just gonna leave Oblivion in S, and I'm never gonna play it again. Fuck it. All right, chat. Ocarina of Time. So I've never beaten Ocarina of Time. I have played quite a bit of Ocarina of Time. Should I even rate this? Because since I haven't beaten it. Because I really loved what I've played, but like, I feel like if I beat it, it might go up to like God's tier. I'm gonna leave it in S. Mario Odyssey. We were talking about Mario Odyssey earlier. I'm gonna try to speed run through some of these a little bit. We were talking about Mario Odyssey earlier. I'm gonna be honest, chat. I think Odyssey is fucking fire. I love Mario. Mario Odyssey is the second best 3D Mario game ever made. I know a lot of people hate the fact that like you get a moon for like jerking off in that game, but like I also don't care. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the same people that like complain about the Korok seeds in Breath of the Wild. It's like, okay, then don't get them. Like I never understood that complaint. Like, oh, you can get a moon for doing damn near anything in that game. Okay, so then don't get them. Like, don't ground pound the floor and just don't get it. Like, what do you want me to say? I think the movement in this game is so fucking fun. It was so fun to learn that shit, and I just really love the level design too. Like, it has sort of that Super Mario 64 effect where each level feels like distinctly different from one another, and I just fucking loved that. And then also, if you do really want that challenge, you have the Dark Side of the Moon fucking parts at the end of the game. Since the moons are so easy to get, you should have no problem getting all the moons to unlock the moon levels, right? So fuck it, do it then. You feel me? And I think those levels are actually kind of fucking interesting, or they're actually very, very hard in my opinion. I'm the same code. I gave up. I'm gonna be fucking honest. I was like, hey, fuck this shit, bro. I got things to do, bro. Because that shit definitely beat my ass. But yeah, I fucking love Mario Odyssey. I love the movement. I love the level design. I think this is one of the best 3D Mario games ever made. Perfect Dark. Haven't played. Okay. Is Royal on here as well? Because Persona 5 is one of those games that gets knocked down quite a few pegs by Royal existing. Trying to scan for it. Oh brother, loser hour. Not too much.
What the dog doing?
Okay, yeah, I don't see Royal, so we're just gonna say that this is Persona 5 Royal. Yo, Jawan, thank you for the 25 months, Gengi. Welcome back. Okay. Persona 5 Royal. Like, I talk a lot of shit, but Persona 5 Royal is absolutely phenomenal. Like, it's absolutely phenomenal. I feel like I don't even need to elaborate. There are things about Persona 5 and the Persona series in general that I don't really like, but all things considered, like, Persona is the only franchise that could get me to put damn near 200 fucking hours into one fucking game. And Persona 5 Royal had me doing that. Moving on. MGS5, have not played. Far Cry Primal, have not played this. Resi 4. Okay. Chat. This is the OG Resident Evil 4. Royal is infinitely better than 5. The problem is that if you've already played 5, Royal has you replaying a large portion. No, you pretty much replay all of OG 5, and it fucking sucks. You played 1 hour of remake, then left it. Good thing this isn't the remake. Anyways, Resident Evil 4. Is an S tier game. I think Resident Evil 4 perfectly marries the horror and the action combat of Resident Evil games, right? Like, Resident Evil 5 went too far in the action direction, and then Resident Evil 6 went way too far in the action direction. Like, I think Resident Evil 4 was like the perfect balance of like still being creepy and scary while giving you a lot more of that action combat that you might want out of a more modern game. I think from Resident Evil 3 and below, it might be hard for people to go back and play those games. But I think Resident Evil 4 is still perfectly playable to this day, even the OG version. Then of course now you have the remake or whatever, but I think this game is like the perfect balance of the horror and action. Red Dead 1. I've actually never beat Red Dead 1, funnily enough. But it's more fun than Red Dead 2. W's. Silent Hill 2. I've actually never played Silent Hill 2. Yeah, go ahead and kill me. MGS3 Snake Eater. God tier. Yo, play my shit. Play the best song of all time. Play the best song of all time, twin.
With darkness and silence through the night.
This game is one of the best games ever made. And you know what's funny? I hate stealth games, and MGS3 is still the best game ever made.
What a fear in my heart. But
You're so supreme. Listen, it is. I give my life, not for
honor,
but for you.
in my time.
Hey. There'll be no one else.
Crime, it's the
The
way
way
I find to you.
I'm still in a dream, Snake Eater. Come on. Anyways, my bad. Yeah, this is one of the best songs in video game history. Also, just one of the best games in video game history. Okay, Soul Calibur 1, grow up. Super Mario Brothers 2. Okay, realistically, Super Mario Bros. 2 is like, it's alright. Like, it's not too crazy. I like Super Mario Bros. 2, but if you guys didn't know, Super Mario Brothers 2 is actually a different game in Japan. They just reskinned it to have the Mario characters instead. That's why it plays so differently. But it's a calm like little B. Super Mario Bros. 1, A's kind of like dog shit. It's just a calm little C. The Last of Us. Look, I understand. Yo, my God's tier list is like pretty fat. Look. I'm sorry, man. Like, Last of Us 2 is better. Nova, you just left me a very kind and positive message about an hour ago. Please don't make me shoot you. The Last of Us is kind of similar to Far Cry 3, wherein this game ruined video games forever. I'm sorry. It just did. Now every game is a slow walking third person story game, and it's fucking so boring, and I fucking hate it. But The Last of Us 1 is still giga peak gas, and I feel like The Last of Us 1 is it's still got amazing characters. I think the combat and gameplay is still like really tense, and I still really love The Last of Us. Like, even though I hate The Last of Us 2 and I hate what The Last of Us did to games, you know, this shit is fire. I will say the show is better than the game though. I think the show like improves on what the game did. That's why I'm kind of excited for The Last of Us season 2, because it's probably going to make The Last of Us 2, which is a dog shit game, actually good. Is Last of Us 2 on this list? Let me see if I can find it. Last of Us 2 gotta be on this list. It probably depends on when this list was made. Okay, never mind. I don't see it here. So if I were to rank The Last of Us 2, I would put that shit. I almost be inclined to put that shit in trash tier. I'm gonna be honest, because listen. Let me explain why I do not like I actually have a whole video talking about why I hate The Last of Us 2. But in my opinion, I don't really dislike what happens in The Last of Us 2. I feel very similarly to The Last of Us 2 that I do to Game of Thrones season 8, right? Like, if everything that happened in Game of Thrones season 8 happened over the course of like 2 or 3 seasons, I don't think anybody would be complaining about Game of Thrones season 8. And I kind of feel a similar way to The Last of Us 2, because first of all, I think
stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right
what
now.
happened?
I'm stroking my shit. I'm horny.
What
as
was that?
fuck, man. I'm a freak, man.
Happy 30th. Thanks for late
Delito
night
with
2K
200 beans! Splash! God damn, Delita, thank you for the 200 beans. Hey, the late night 2K podcasts are for you, gang. I appreciate. Damn, now I gotta order Burger King, which is, I guess, good because I'm getting kind of hungry now. What else did we just get? I gotta read 100 chapters of One Piece. I'm about to boom myself. I gotta do the song battle. Sub interviews at 750. Horror game of y'all choosing at 1,000. Y'all see the vibes. The Last of Us 2, I think the gameplay is really good, but the way it tells its story, I think, is a colossal failure. Like, the way, I think that game did a lot of things for shock value and did not think about whether or not it made sense or the ramifications of that. So for example, y'all remember when Tommy is like sniping the niggas on the bridge or whatever the fuck, and then like that one husky Latino dude just gets shot in the head right in front of I forgot which character what you're playing as at the time, but gets shot right in front of the head. It's somebody that person has known for like years, and then they just move on and then never talk about it again. Like that guy, they just never talk about it again. Or when the Asian dude, who's the father of Homegirl's child or whatever the fuck, where he walks through, gets shot in the fucking back of the eye, drops dead. They just never talk about that nigga ever again. They're just like, yep, that nigga died anyways. We're living on a ranch now. We got a kid. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, that shit is so dumb. The way that they treated death was so like unceremonious. And I get that it's supposed to be a parallel. Like, not everybody goes out in a blaze of glory. Like, you can just really die for real anytime. But like, it never has any ramifications on the characters. Jesse died. The guy you're thinking of is Tommy. And Tommy gets shot in the eye in the apocalypse where it ain't no hospitals. There ain't no fucking antibiotics, nigga. This is The Last of Us. Nigga gets shot in the back of the head, through the eye, lives, right? By the way, the whole game, Tommy's like, Ellie, cut the fucking music. Tommy's like, Ellie, you shouldn't go after this revenge. Joel wouldn't want that. Revenge begets more revenge. It's a never-ending cycle. Just don't do it. Please just move on. And then this nigga gets shot in the head, and apparently this nigga's brain chemistry just gets rearranged, because then he pulls up on Ellie. Ellie's like, you know what? I give up on the whole revenge thing. I'm gonna just chill with Dina type shit. We finna raise this child type shit. I got PTSD, sure, but we finna work on that. And then this motherfucker Tommy pulls up and is like, Joel would be so disappointed in you. You fucking soft, dirty, low-down, dumb bitch. I got shot in the eye. Joel is dead, and you're gonna sit here and raise that kid? You dumb fucking whore. How could you do that? And it's like, bro, you just spent the whole game telling her to not do the shit you just told her to go do. Are you fucking dumb? And then furthermore, this bitch Ellie travels across the country on foot to get her lick back. Murders hundreds of innocent people in her way. And I'm not talking about like some casual murder. I'm talking about slitting the throat, like, Ellie, how could you do this? I'm talking like fucking stab them in the spinal cord, paralyzing them for life. Oh my God, how could this happen? Type shit. Murders hundreds of people on the way to get her lick back. Okay?
What the dog doing?
Finds the person who she went all this way to get her lick back, and then magically, as she's about to drown the bitch, gets a flashback, like, and Joel's like, you know what? I actually do love you. And then also she's like, you know what? My bad, bro. My fault. Y'all can go. Bro, what? You're telling me she had time to think about this shit for that whole 500-mile hike, and not once did she think, maybe I'm tripping, until she got to that point? That just makes no sense. Not once was she like, I'm kind of tripping right now. Because Dina even said, girl, if you leave, I'm done with you. I'm leaving you. I'm taking the kid. And Ellie still thought it was worth it to go get that lick back. And then right at the end, and I don't even think she should have killed Abby. I don't think so, right? But going all that way and doing all of that shit for that shit is fucking dumb. It's just stupid. It would be one thing if her and Dina are just chilling, right? And then Tommy pulls up, is like, yo, I just seen Abby, this bitch like lightweight, like 500 yards away, like she just chilling, like type shit. And it would be one thing if, like, consumed with all that PTSD and all that rage, if Ellie couldn't control herself and loses herself in the moment and then gets that flashback, right? Another thing that I really hate, I hate when stories do this, when they treat, like, the flashbacks as, like, new information to the characters in the show, right? Because, like, the thing is, that whole game, like, you're seeing flashbacks of Joel and all that stuff, and then you're seeing, like, how their relationship ended up souring and then ended up like getting fixed or whatever. And throughout that whole game, Ellie is acting like she never fixed things with Joel. And then at the end, she gets the flashback where they ended on really good terms. And it's like, well, you didn't behave like that for the whole fucking game. So like, the thing is, it recontextualizes the entirety of The Last of Us 2 when you remember that Ellie had that memory the whole fucking time. Like, it's not like she forgot about it and just remembered it as she was about to kill Abby. That was her last moments with Joel, right? And you just magically forgot about that the whole game until the very end? Are you fucking serious? It's a failure in storytelling. It's a failure as a game, and it's fucking miserable. Again, I wouldn't care if the whole story played out the way that it did, just differently. Right? Like people say, oh, you don't like The Last of Us 2 because Joel died. He was a bad guy, actually. Obviously, you dumb fuck. Did you ever think a little bit deeper about that game in and of itself and then they start to question shit? Like, I don't know, like, to me, look, you can like whatever the fuck you like. You can like whatever the fuck you like at the end of the day. But The Last of Us 2 is dog shit. And then, oh my God, the worst thing The Last of Us 2 does, you spend 10 or 12 hours, right, playing as Ellie. And the thing is, I wish I had my playthrough saved because you can see the fucking switch, right? You go through 10 or 12 hours playing that game, right? And I was locked in. Because I kept saying, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't like the way they did that, but I'm going to let them cook. Because if it all pays off, it'll all be worth it, right? So I am going through every nook and cranny in the entire game. I'm taking my time in the gameplay. I'm exploring everything. I'm really absorbing myself in the Last of Us world. And then you get the climax. Oh shit, Abby pulls up, boom, shoots Jesse in the fucking face. Jesse dead. Oh shit. Oh shit. Ellie come out of nowhere. They about to start scrapping. Oh fuck. Oh, let's lock in. Let's lock in. Fades to black. Flashback to 3 days before. And now you're playing as fucking Abby 3 days earlier, and you got to work your way back up to that moment. Are you fucking serious? Like, are you fucking dead ass? Abby's part was better than Ellie's. And that's another thing. People think that I hate The Last of Us because I hate Abby. No, Abby is actually the best character in The Last of Us 2. She's actually the only character in the entire game that's written with any amount of sense. The biggest con to Abby's character is that on the flip of a dime, she murders everybody she's ever known and just does not give a fuck about it. Like when she turns on Wolf and is like literally slitting niggas' necks and bashing their heads against the wall, they're like, Abby, how could you do this? And she's like, hey, bruh, I don't know. I just did it. You know what I'm saying? And then to me, I feel like the story is very unequal because if we take a look at what like Abby lost and what Ellie lost like everything, and some of which was not to her own choosing, right? Like she lost Joel. None of her actions led to that. That was Joel's actions that led to that. She did lose Dina, which was her choice, but it was because of a choice that was made that was out of her control, right? Abby chose everything that happened to her. Like Abby like decided to team up with Lev and to protect Lev, which was the right thing to do, don't get me wrong. But like, again, she decided to do all that. And I don't think she got the memo of like revenge is bad as Ellie did. I feel like Ellie got the short end of the stick. And I also feel like the writing for every character not named Abby just sucked dick. Like everything that Ellie went through, right? Because you guys got to remember this too. I don't know if you guys remember The Last of Us 1. I don't know if you guys remember The Last of Us 1, but Ellie is not a killer.
What the dog doing?
Right?
Oh shit. Happy B-Day.
Yo, Coco, thank you for the 49 months. Ellie did not want to do none of that shit. When she killed that dude that was about to like fucking abuse her in that one scene, she was like shaking. She was fucking shaken up. Like that fucked with her. Like she's not a killer. But then in The Last of Us 2, she's committing straight up genocide and don't give no fucks. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, it just really makes no fucking sense to have that game transpire the way that it did. And I think it is a colossal failure in storytelling. I just do. That's why I think the show is going to do it way better. And I might actually like it in the show. But yeah, from what we got in that game, it's dog shit, bro.
I'm horny as fuck, man. I'm a freak, man.
50 beans for 50 years of being on Earth.
Actual, thank you for the 50 beans. I'm not 50 years old. I'm 52. But thank you for the 50 beans, bro. I greatly appreciate that. Already got to. Anyways, let's continue on with the games. W Yap session. Damn, I think I am gonna upload this video. I think it's just kind of W's. Breath of the Wild, another game that a lot of people really like to downplay because it's popular, but let's be for real. Code, you know what's funny? I just got my Google Watch, my Pixel Watch 2 in today. Funny you say that. The Apple Watch Ultra looks fire though.
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right now. I'm just stroking my shit. I'm horny as fuck, man. I'm a freak, man.
Forgot the extra 2.
Thank you, actual, for the $2. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah. I low-key love that donate sound. Hey, bro, that's why it's there. You're not insane. It's there for a reason. What is this emote? Jesus Christ. Okay. Breath of the Wild is just one of the best games ever made. And the biggest criticism about this game, I feel like, that I see is that is the weapon breaking system. When you're getting BK, after we're done with this tier list, I'll order the Burger King. But I actually like that because it forces you to adapt. It forces you to try out other weapons and to engage with the game more. I think it forces you to be a lot more creative and strategic with what you do. Like, if you could find just one weapon and endlessly repair it, why would you ever experiment? I feel like the point of Breath of the Wild is to experiment within that world and to get lost and absorbed in it. And I think the weapon durability system actually does that really well. I'm gonna be honest. I do think there's some things that are a little bit too fragile. But overall, like, I kind of like the system. The only negative about it is sometimes it encourages you not to fight. True. That's true. Okay, moving on. Monkey Island, and nobody ever played that shit. The Witcher 3. Chat lock in. Chat lock in. Okay. The Witcher 3 is one of them games that I fully recognize is a masterpiece, okay? I can fully recognize, you know, in terms of a quality made game, this game is quality. The story, the writing, the world, all that shit is really fucking good. And on my most recent attempt of playing this game, I actually did really like it. I actually ended up buying the game physically when I was on my physical games kick. So I will try it out again at some point. But man, the combat is some shit, isn't it? Like, the thing is, even the biggest like Witcher dick riders will say, yeah, the combat's kind of ass. Like, the combat is just not fun. The combat is just really not good, and it really like detracts from me playing this game. But I will put it in that A tier though, because I do think it is a great game. It's just like, for my personal enjoyment, I don't very much enjoy this game. But I will say, I agree with Rise. The side quests are really good in this game. Okay. The original Tomb, I mean, I ain't played that shit in like years. Twilight Princess, I've actually never played Twilight Princess fully. I would really like to though. Uncharted 2, Among Us Thieves. This is the game that got me off of my normie kick, if you will. I'm gonna put this in God's tier, and here's why. Because to me, at the time when this game came out, all I played was Halo and Call of Duty and 2K. When I played Uncharted 2 Among Us Thieves edition, I was so enamored by this game that I just had to put it up there. And then that's what really got me into playing other Uncharted games. The opening sequence to Uncharted 2, to this day, one of the most iconic and one of the best opening sequences in a video game ever. And just the whole game is it's just fucking fun. Like, I think, and that's the best way I can put Uncharted 2. It's just fun. From the gameplay to the story to the characters to the dialogue, they're just fucking fun. And it really does feel like you're playing through like a like an adventure movie, like an action adventure movie or whatever. Yeah, this game I just think is really good. It also kind of has that aspect of like it ruined games by like making everything climbable and shit like that, and then moving over the crates. Like FF7 Rebirth only has those dog shit moving the crate sections because Uncharted 2 exists, but still Uncharted 2 is fire. Wind Waker. I'm gonna put this in this because I haven't played Wind Waker in long enough to where I feel like I can't have a good opinion on it. If I were to rate it now, I'd probably put it in S or A somewhere, but I'm gonna have to come back to that another time. Yakuza 0. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, come on. Did you expect anything else, chat? Like, I mean, come on. The scene with Kiryu and Nishiki when Nishi's about to blow this nigga's brains out is one of the best scenes in video game history, bro. It's one of the best scenes in video game history, bro. Also, now that I have the context of some of the other series, right? Seeing how Majima was and then what he became, fucking cinema. Oh my God, this game is so gassed. God, this game is so fucking gassed. Yeah, I fucking love this game. I fucking loved this game. This game is so fucking fun. This, not only is it fun to play, but also the story is so fucking good. Yeah, I love this shit. I love this shit. So many twists and turns, bro. By the way, Yakuza is literally a fucking a novella type shit, or like a soap opera, but for gamers, and it's so fucking fire. We have not gone to Yakuza 4 yet. That one is next. Assassin's Creed 3, haven't really played. Ark, haven't really played. Okay, Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. Okay, Assassin's Creed is one of the most influential games of all time. It's kind of like another one of those things, kind of ruined games. I'm not gonna lie. I think Assassin's Creed 1 is a little bit hard to go back to. So I'll put that one like B tier. Is it as bad as C tier? I don't know. I don't really know. And Assassin's Creed 2 is really good. I'd put that one in S tier. I think Assassin's Creed 2 is really fire. Okay, I might have to thin out some of this like God tier list. I think I might have to put like MW2 in S. Like Uncharted 2 in S.
That's my bestie.
Damn, I really don't want to remove any of these other ones. Yo, Jose, thank you for the Prime for 15 months. Crash Bandicoot 1. Okay, listen. I love 3D platformers, okay? I think Crash Bandicoot is great. Crash 1 might gotta be ass. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this shit might gotta be ass. I'm so sorry. Okay. Crash 1 is better than... I'll put Mario Bros down here, because Crash 1... Is God of War 1D tier? No, I don't think so, but Crash Bandicoot 1 is like... I don't know, bro. IDK, how you get a sequel cleared after this? And this is coming from the biggest Crash fan that I know. Jadarts is the biggest Crash fan I've ever seen in my life, and even he's saying this shit is ass. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot is not very good. Okay, Minecraft, Gigapeat gas. Nothing said. Chat, oh my God, no, all right, chat. We're locking in, no more yapping. Let's clear out this fucking list, shall we? I'm about to burp, hold on. Give me a second. Hold. Yeah. Deadly Premonition, nobody's ever played this shit. Death Stranding. Gigapeat gas, I will not explain further. Destiny, I mean, trash. Dishonored. Oh, I could get real rude. Oh, I could get real rude about Dishonored. Dishonored is mid. Duke Nukem Forever, ain't played that shit. Gmod, I'm a grown man. GoldenEye, I'm a grown man. Eco, I'm a grown man. Manhunt, I'm a grown man. No Man's Sky, I'm a grown man. Pac-Man, I'm a grown man. Rayman! This game is also aged kind of like shit, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest. I love Rayman. This game is fucking hard as shit. Rayman is actually so fucking difficult, but it's probably in B tier. Ray mid, boom yourself. I'm gonna put Shadow of the Colossus in here because I played Shadow of the Colossus like in 2001 or some shit. This is a game I really, really want to replay. Okay. Is this Shenmue 3 or which Shenmue? Either way, I'm just gonna put it in there. Sorry, okay. Uncharted 4 Thieves End. Okay. Okay, chat. Let me explain. So, I fully recognize that Uncharted 4 is maybe a phenomenal game, okay? But I've never beat this game, so I will put it in this tier because when I played Uncharted 4, I was so tired of the Uncharted formuoli that I just never got into it too much and I never got a chance to beat it. This is a game I definitely do want to go back to. Okay, Watch Dogs. We done with the 90. Okay, I'm gonna put Watch Dogs. I've actually have played this game. Watch Dogs is ass. I know that Watch Dogs has a pretty decent fan base. Don't know why. That shit sucks. Fallout 76 apparently is good now from what I played. Trash. Anthem, trash. Bayonet. Okay, I know Bayonetta has a lot of fans. I still don't think this touches Devil May Cry, I'm gonna be honest. I'm taking DMC 3, 4, 5, and maybe even Remake over Bayonetta. But I will say it's A tier. Yeah, are you saying Bayonetta's better than DMC? Or are you saying DMC's better? I still got DMC, bro, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, Day of the Tentacle, Dead by Daylight, we're not jacking that. Ooh, Dead Space. Destiny 1 on the same tier as Fallout 76 and Anthem. I put it in here because I knew it was gonna make Vega mad. Honestly, I never really played Destiny, so I'm not moving that into haven't played. When you hurt him, you hurt me. DMC Remake over Bayonetta is a wild thing to say. Bro, we gotta get over this. Like, DMC Remake is not bad. Like, like, let's be so for real. It's all good, Balvin. Thank you for correcting me. You found Dead Space to be boring? Wow. I thought you would have really liked Dead Space. I thought this was Nova Core. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm kind of shocked. I think Dead Space is one of the best survival horror games I've ever played. Honestly, it probably is my favorite. I'm not a big fan of the genre, but I think Dead Space is one of the best ones. Is the OG better than the remake? I honestly don't know. I never played the remake. I haven't played these. I really want to, though. Doom, I'm a grown man. Is this Resident Evil 7? I really liked Resident Evil 7. But I feel like towards the end, it kind of like ended up losing me a little bit. But I really, really liked Resi 7. I'll put it in A tier. Evil Within 2, have not played. The Last Story, have not played. League of Legends. League of Legends is like a fine made game. I just don't think it's very, I just don't think it's fun. C tier. Okami. I haven't played Okami in long enough. I'm gonna put that there. Outlast. Outlast is a decent one. I'll put Outlast in like. Wait, which one is this? League is for the most toxic people on the planet. Speak on it. Speak on it. I don't know which one this is. I can't read that. But the Outlast series is decent. Okay, if this is the Ratchet and Clank remake, I haven't played that one, which I think that's what this one is. Thank you, Lotus. I appreciate that, gang. Resident Evil 6. Okay. I do not think Resi 6 is as bad as people say, but it's definitely not as good as 4 and 5. I would put it maybe C tier. Like, I think Resident Evil 6 is still fun. I was thinking either C or B, I think some of the campaigns are more fun than the other ones. Like I think I liked the Leon campaign quite a bit. But yeah, I mean, I don't think this game is bad. I think this one was fun. I think I disliked Chris Redfield's the most. I didn't really like that one. And then Jake, I felt like was just so like bombastic and wild. You know what I mean? Like I think it's kind of like similar to Resident Evil 5, where if you just get a homie and play through it, I think you'll have fun. But I think Resident Evil 6 is probably like my least favorite. I loved Jake's tee-hee. Oh, we know about you. Oh, we know about you. Nasty ass. Super Mario Bros. 3. All right, chat. You could wipe my ass and tear open my ball sack. This is the best 2D Mario game. I got this over Super Mario Bros. World, and you can kiss my dick about it. I love Super Mario Bros. 3. I might be a little bit biased because Super Mario Bros. 3 Advanced for the Game Boy Advance was the first game I got when I got my SP, and I fucking loved that game. But I think even going back to it, I just think that the world design and stuff and the level design in Super Mario Bros. 3 is just better. Yeah, I really love the aesthetics of it. Over Wonder, I haven't beat Wonder yet, but Wonder is actually fucking phenomenal. Wonder might gotta be up there too, but it's not on this list, unfortunately. Splinter Cell, I mean, Tetris is just like, I mean, come on, bro. Gigapeak Gas. This War of Mine, I'm a grown man. Undertale, ain't played that shit. Ooh, Alan Wake Original. I think I liked Alan Wake Original quite a fair amount. Maybe A. I think I have too much sit in S tier. What word did you say? Yeah, in my opinion, facts. It's like, it might be my opinion, but it's facts though. I'll put Alan Wake 1 in A tier. Alone in the Dark, ain't nobody played that. Okay, this one is Arkham Knight. Okay, Arkham Knight is still A tier. Like, Arkham Knight is still a great game. I think City is better, but like I think the people that act like Arkham Knight is dog shit, it's just not true. Like, it's just not. Like, Nexus, I'm sorry, bro, you're telling a lie. That's in your opinion false, bro. You telling lies, gang. Arkham Knight is fun. Okay, Arkham Knight is fun. The story's dog shit, and then like, the Batmobile segments are dog shit too. I got Knight over Asylum. Okay, now you can kill you. No, I disagree entirely. Arkham Asylum, I might got Asylum over City, to be honest. That's how I'm feeling. Now, I remember the first time you get into the Batmobile, you feel so cool. And then you're like, oh, this is never gonna go away, is it? Borderlands 2. This is where I might have some enemies. Okay. D Petit with 120 consecutive streams is crazy. I appreciate that, gang. I just don't like Borderlands. I'm sorry. I don't think the game is funny at all. I think the characters and stories is not fun. And I just don't like the gameplay either. I just don't like Borderlands 2. I've always been a Borderlands hater, and everybody wants me to kill myself for it. And it's like, just wait on it, bro. I'm gonna do it soon, just not right now. But yeah, I don't like Borderlands 2. Thanks, Paper. I appreciate that. Borderlands 2 is peak internet humor. That's how I feel, though. Now, Black Flag. This is a good fucking game right here. I remember when I played Black Flag for the sponsorship, I was so shocked at like how fun this game is. Black Flag is actually like, this game is pretty fucking fire. I'm gonna put that shit up there with Assassin's Creed 2, actually. I feel like these two are the best Assassin's Creed games I've ever played. I think those two games are pretty fire. I haven't played it. I think you should play it. If you like Assassin's Creed 2 or like the classic Assassin's Creed games, Black Flag is like one of the better ones. Bully. Okay, I do not like Bully as much as a lot of other people. but it's still like an A tier game to me. I know a lot of other people got Bully as like S or even in like the Gods tier, but I never really liked it that much. But it's a really good game though. Like when I say I don't like it that much, it makes it sound like I don't like it. No, I like it. Like it's a good game. Like I like that game. But like it's nothing that like I'm losing my mind over. Like I gotta go back and play type shit. Castle chat. I don't know how many motherfuckers I'm gonna upset with this. I think the Castlevania series is just not good. I'm so sorry I have tried so hard to play Castlevania. They're just not fun. Metroid is way better. I do not enjoy Castlevania, like at all. Like at all. I just don't like Castlevania. I'm sorry, man. I wish I did. I really wish I did, but I just don't like it. Black Ops. I never felt like. I'll put that in S tier. Crisis. I'm a grown man. Dead Island is like, this one's actually pretty mid as well. Probably like a C tier. Detroit Become All Human Beyond Two Souls. Okay, so this game is interesting because depending on who you ask, you get a very different answer. Some people are like trash, and then some people are like, this game is really good. I'm gonna be honest, to me, okay? I don't care about what you niggas have to say. Do I think this game is great? No. I think it is fun though. And this is one of my favorite games to watch other people play. Like the writing in this game is like pretty bad. Like it's very on the nose. You know what I mean? Like it's very heavy handed. Like the androids like really riding on the back of the bus. Like, come on, like, dude, like what the fuck are we doing? But I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it when I played it. I really enjoyed playing Detroit. I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was a fun fucking game. You can kiss my ass about it. The Division, I'm a grown man. Dota 2, I'm a grown man. Forza Horizon 4, fun ass game. Heavy Rain, I'm gonna put it at. Okay, here's the thing. I feel like if you play Heavy Rain now, you're gonna say it's dog shit. Heavy Rain at the time, I'm sorry, I did not see that twist coming. And if you say you saw that twist coming, congratulations, you're smarter than me, man. I'm sorry, like it is what it is. Heavy Rain at the time, gas. I do think that Heavy Rain loses a lot of its luster towards the end of that game, though. I do think that. This is Hitman. I'm a grown man. Don't play that shit. Just Cause 3. Mad mid. Is this Cage? This is Cage 2 Final Mix. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what are we doing? That's God's, bro. That's God's, bro. I'm gonna have to change this to GOAT tier. Goddamn. Change that to GOAT tier, goddamn. Yeah, that's that Giga Peak gas. Yeah, goddamn. Take shit. Morrowind. Haven't played that one enough. I don't know which Need for Speed that is. Near All the Tomatoes I haven't beat yet. Overwatch. Fuck it. Let's rustle some feathers. Fuck it. Let's rustle some feathers. Overwatch is fun when you don't got an annoying bitch in your ear telling you it's ass. I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry, bro. Overwatch is fun when there's not an annoying internet nigga talking about how it didn't deserve Game of the Year and talking about how the game is ass. I'm sorry, like the game is fun. Like if I hopped on Overwatch right now, I would have fun. It just is that simple. Am I gonna play it every day? No, but there's a lot of games I don't play every day. Also, Overwatch that first year, I feel like niggas forget. I feel like motherfuckers forget. You feel me? Like that shit moved mountains, gang. Year one Overwatch is the best game of all time. Yeah, some of these games gotta be lies. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. I have Epinephax on this game. I low-key play Overwatch again if I had friends. Fuck it, bro. Let's hop on, bro. That's all I want, bro. Okay. Chat, do you want to know my opinion on Sekiro? Or Sekiro, however you want to say it. I think Sekiro is A tier. I'm about to burp again. Jesus Christ. I think the reason why so many people like Sekiro is because it is faster paced than the other game, than like Dark Souls or whatever, but it's also so much easier to solve. Like once you like get the parrying on deck, like I feel like Sekiro becomes one, pretty easy, and then also gets really fucking boring to me. Like even though I don't like love stuff like Dark Souls or whatever, at least Dark Souls like has a lot of variety in how you can approach those games, like with different builds or, you know, really different strategies to defeat certain bosses or whatever. Sekiro feels like you're doing a lot of the same shit throughout the whole time. And I think that a big reason why a lot of people really love Sekiro is because it's the easiest Soulsborne game. Like it's the easiest FromSoft game, in my opinion. Out of the ones I played Dark Souls 1, 3, Bloodborne, and Elden Ring, and Sekiro. And I think Sekiro is by far the absolute easiest of them all. It's the most forgiving as well. Out of all of them, it's the most normie core like Soulsborne game, and there's nothing wrong with that because I think Sekiro is a fun game. It really is. But I like a little bit more of like stuff like Bloodborne, Elden Ring type stuff. I think those games are much better than Sekiro. Yeah, I think the art direction is fire too. I do agree though. The combat system is just a little too simple. I don't know if Elden Ring is in this list. It doesn't look like it. Is this Spyro 1? I'm gonna be honest, bro. We're talking Gigapeak gas platformers, bro. I'm gonna be honest. We're talking Gigapeak gas. Stardew Valley. I don't like chores. I'm sorry. A lot of niggas finna hate me for that. The Stardewers are finna dox me type shit. I think Stardew is so mind-numbingly boring. Like, oh my God. I don't get it. This game is so fucking boring to me. I hate it so much. The Walking Dead series. Chat. This is where boys become men. This is where boys become men. This is where boys become men. So I actually just recently have been rewatching my Lamo, Lena Lioness on Twitch, replay this series. And before I watched her play it, I might have put it in A. After watching her play it though, this shit is GOAT tier, bro. I'm so sorry. This shit is so memorable, so cinematic. This shit is gas, bro. I'm like, this game is fire. The story in this game is so good, it makes you forget how dog shit point and click adventure games are. Speak. Like the story, like man, Telltale could have really like been something special if they didn't like slut themselves out like crazy, bro. Like Telltale could have really had the world in their palms, bro, but they did fucking Borderlands and fucking Minecraft. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, bro, the Wolf on Wall Street Among Us is gas. The Walking Dead is gas. Batman is gas. If those were the only three they made, they batting 100 or 1,000, whatever the fuck Tupac said. Assassin's Creed Unity, I didn't play that shit. Xenoblade, okay, so this is Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Okay, here's how it would go. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 is S tier. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is GOAT tier. And Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is S tier, but higher than Chronicles 1. Gigapeak gas. Because, like, I don't like the combat in Xenoblade 1 nearly as much as, like, 2 and 3. But I think the story makes up for that. And then Xenoblade 2 has my favorite combat and my favorite characters. And then Xenoblade 3 has, like, slightly below combat of 2 for me. And then the characters and story are also Gigapeak gas. I feel like Xenoblade 3 is like the perfect marriage of Xenoblade 1 and 2. Like I think it combines the best of both of those worlds and brings it. Ape Escape, Braid, we off that. Celeste, I mean, like what are we really doing? Celeste is literally GOAT tier, GOAT platformer. Jesus Christ, I ain't played a lot. Oh, Fable 3. I actually have played Fable 3. Okay. Fable 3 is one of them games, bro. In my memory, this shit was a smooth B. Apparently, though, this shit is ass. You know, funny story, bro. So I was talking to my homie on Xbox. This is when I got my first ever job at Kmart, dog. I was talking to my homie on Xbox, and Fable 3 is about to come out. I was talking to my nigga El Chupacabra 3. Like, shout out El Chupacabra, bro. Hope you're doing well, gang. And he was like, bro, you gotta tap into this Fable 3 joint. Like, this shit finna be fire. Like, Fable the GOAT series of all time type shit. And I was like, I bet. So, with my very first paycheck from Kmart, I got the collector's edition of Fable 3, bro. And I liked it. I'm gonna be honest. I liked Fable 3 when I played it. Now, apparently, you know, that game is ass. But, you know, little on me, I kind of jacked with it. Ooh, Halo Reach is. Do I just put Halo 2, 3, and Reach in GOAT tier? Like, am I gonna be that guy? Like, am I gonna be that guy? Like, Halo Reach is pretty fucking good. Chat, we should do a Halo night, bro. Oh my God, Halo is so good. Oh, this is Infamous 1. Okay, Infamous 1 is like good, kind of mid. Infamous 2 is in like S tier though. Infamous 2 is in like S tier though. Jack 1. Okay, now this might be one of my hottest gaming takes of all tis a time, bro. I like Jack 1 more than Jack 2 and 3. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, I haven't played 3 and I never beat Jack 2. Okay, I only played Jack 2 for maybe a few hours, so maybe if I played Jack 2 more, I would like it more. But Jack 1 is like a classic 3D platformer, and I think it's pretty fun. It's nothing like great. It's nothing crazy. You know what I mean? But I liked it. I'm not gonna lie. I like Jack 1. Never. Ooh, Life is Strange. Life is Strange is like kind of the most enjoyable, best dog shit game ever made. Like Life is Strange is like kind of dog shit, but it's so fun. Like, you know what I mean? And like, and I like the story, bruh. Fuck off. I take my happy birthday back. Yo, what the fuck? Oh, I think Life is Strange is like Nova's favorite game of all time. Look. It's a cool little calm game. It's a cool little calm game. Like, it's not bad. The dialogue sucks cock, but the game is awesome. The dialogue is pretty bad, but it kind of gives it some charm though. I feel like I kind of like the dialogue. Yo, Tinted Honey, thank you. I appreciate that. Nah, I'm keeping that shit in B tier, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm not moving that shit up. Now, Little Big Planet, we talking S tier Giga Peak gas. Little Big Planet is that GOAT shit, bro. Chat, I'm getting hungry and I'm just realizing that I'm gonna have to fucking order Burger King to satiate my hunger, bro. This is the worst timeline. I've actually never played Ocarina of Time. Well, I've played it, but like for like an hour or two. Mortal Kombat, I mean, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Parappa the Rapper. Parappa the Rapper, low-key, like, kind of fire, A tier. Portal 2. We talking GOAT tier. I gotta finish this shit up. I haven't beat this game yet, but this game is so fucking fire. I highly recommend everybody play this game, even though I haven't beat it. Go fuck yourself. Fuck Resident Evil 3. Resistance Fall of Man. It's been so long, I really don't remember shit. Shadow of Mordor.
Whoa, that's interesting.
The game is called Prey.
Sure don't care.
Came out in 2017.
I had bought some buffalo flavored pizza rolls. Them junts actually kind of
Yo,
good.
Odd God, thank you for the 100 bits. I have not heard of those. Okay, Shadow of Mordor is a game that a lot of people really love, but I just think it's okay. Like, Shadow of Mordor is like a pretty mid game. And everybody be like trying to give that shit like a high praise because it like it has the whole Nemesis system or whatever the fuck. Like, yeah, that's cool. But like, I thought the consensus of this game when it came out was that it was like mad mid. And then I guess like over time, like niggas love it now or some shit. But yeah, that's just mid. the sequel was better by a lot. You know, I usually hear the opposite, I thought. You cute? You're cuter. And then the rest of the... Oh, wait. Wii Sports, unironically, is fire. We got to save the best game for last. Yeah, I ain't played none of these fucking games, bro. Wait, this is Until Dawn, right? Is that Until Dawn? I think this is Until Dawn, right, chat? Knowers? Yeah? Okay. Until Dawn is still the best game this studio has made, and it's by fucking far. Like, I think The Quarry was like their second best, but this game is just much better than The Quarry. Like, this is their best game easily, and it's not even close. And then, of course, Super Mario 64 is the best 3D platformer ever made. W. And that's the list. You think people will turn around and love FF16 the way they love 13? Yes. I think that about most games that get panned unfairly today. Like, I think that same thing's going to happen for Starfield. And a lot of games that are actually good, but people say it's dog shit. Yeah. Where do you put Baldur's Gate 3? Artem, go ahead and take a wild guess where you think I would put Baldur's Gate 3 on this list. Your life is on the line. Where do you think Baldur's Gate 3 would go? I'm just curious. Nigga said 8. It would go in GOAT tier, fucking obviously. Like, that's one of the best games ever made. Nigga, real life said A. Oh my gosh. Anyways, chat. Thank you guys for watching this tier list. My God, this shit was 2 hours long. I'm losing my fucking voice. If I do upload this to YouTube, thank you for watching this whole thing. If you did, let me know what you agreed on, what you disagreed on, whatever. I'm about to go eat some Burger King. And that's going to be miserable. But yeah, thank you for watching.